ladies and gents, and welcome back to Chit Chat with Inky, where we do a little chit and we do a little chat. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Push that button. You're watching anyway. Plus, it's free. Let's grow this family. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the bell notifications so you know when I'm dropping a video. Today, y'all, we are doing review / recap of Sistas. Yes, Sistas. I know that I am late putting this one out, but like I told y'all a little while ago, I just had surgery and I'm still recovering and recouping, so just bear with me, please. Okay, y'all, so we start with Zach getting arrested. I knew this day was coming. I knew it. I so didn't want it to happen, but I knew that it was going to come. Of course. We could see what Tyler was going at with Zach part, even though we can't see what he's going at with everything else. So the officer, which is the lady that said that she wasn't an officer. So, you know, she lied. Not even surprised. So she goes in on him, and she tells him, don't resist. And I'm looking like, he's not resisting. Then she asks him, do you have any type of weapons or anything? He like, no. She was like, do you have any weapons? He's like, no. I'm like, ma'am, no. So she's like, I'm going to pat you down now or whatever. So he's like, well, what is this about and everything? She's not trying to tell him nothing. The gentleman that Gary set up with Zach was standing there. He acted like he knew what was going on. I'm not sure if he knew what was going on or not. And Zach like, call Fatima, honey. Zach said call Fatima because Zach know who about it. Zach know who got his back. And Zach know 9 out of 10, Fatima gonna find a way to get him up out of this because she's that chick. Yes. So Zach like, call Fatima and let her know what's going on. I'm like, okay. So we get to Andy and Fatima. They're in Andy's office. And Fatima brings in coffee or whatever. They have some coffee. But Andy is telling Fatima that, you know, she's really feeling the penthouse. And I can see why. It's nice. Very. So I'm not mad at you at all, but for filling the penthouse. But she's not going to be able to keep it. And Fatima was like, okay, like, you don't look sure to me, but if that's what you say, then that's what you say. So Andy get on my nerves, y'all, sometimes, because I'm sorry I keep moving around. My shirt keep hitching. Andy get on my nerves sometimes because it seemed like she be a little, I don't want to use the word that I'm thinking, but she act like she not all the way there sometimes. She act like she don't understand what's going on around her. And I'm just looking like, you're a lawyer and you don't understand what's going on around you half of the time. Like it seems like someone always has to guide her. I'm like, what the hell? So Fatima gives Andy this ball, and she was just saying that every time something, I guess, bad outweighs the good or whatever, you're supposed to take the rubber band off of this ball. And Andy asked her, well, like, do you have one for Zach? And she was like, no, I don't need one for Zach. I know that's right. I know that's right. But we do know you need it for Gary, Andy, because child, Gary is not it. And Andy just keep falling back in that same trap. So enough about Andy right now. We go on to Maurice and Sabrina. Maurice asked Sabrina to call, not to call the police when Q came by. And he was telling Sabrina, you know, like, he got this. I understand where he's coming from, but he also has to understand where Sabrina coming from, even though Sabrina is just as nosy as hell. God, that girl's so nosy. She put her mouth in everything that it shouldn't be in. So Maurice like, I got this or whatever. Sabrina was like, have you lost your mind? Because do you know that they're trying to fire you because they think that you had something to do with Q coming in putting guns up to our heads and robbing the place, or trying to rob the place. So Maurice was like, are you serious? They think that I was. She was like, yes. And I told him that that's not you. You wouldn't do anything like that. You know, Sabrina is good in that stance, but everything else, she's annoying. Okay. So a guy comes into the bank and Maurice's like, wait a minute, I gotta wait on some customers. Did he say with an S? Because I see one customer. Every time this bank is on, I see one customer. So Sabrina like, well, you know, just keep that in mind. Stay away from Q because he's no good for you. He's going to cause you trouble. Maurice's like, okay, whatever. So we get over to Danny. So the guy, Logan, that's a police officer, I'm still not understanding what's going on with him. Okay, so they say he's a cop and that he tried to get human trafficking of women when they come through the airport. He pops up on Danny and he asks her, like, who hurt you? And she like, what you mean? He was like, because you are just like so guarded, like you don't let your, you know, let your weave down or whatever. He didn't say that, but that's what I'm saying. And honestly, and I'm gonna say it again, I have a sister that's just like Danny, honey. She literally think like a man but act like a woman. I am not lying. Every time I see Danny, I think of my sister. That is my sister. The same demeanor. Okay. So I'm like, yeah, getting through that. I'm not saying they don't get their feelings hurt or whatever, but they just like these. You will never know it. You will never know it. So good luck with getting through to Danny. So he said he had to go or whatever because he had something he had to do. So she's like, okay, bye. Andy called Danny. And Danny's at work. Andy like, well, what are you doing? She's like, I'm working. So Danny's like, well, I want us to meet up and I want us to grab a drink or whatever. And Danny like, what's going on? Like, do you want me to call the rest of the girls and let them know? And Andy like, no. And the reason why is because Andy is liking the advice of Danny more so than Karen and Sabrina. See, this is the thing. Karen, especially Karen, tells Andy what she don't want to hear. She tells her the truth, but you know how somebody tell you the truth, you know it's the truth. That's why you don't want to hear it, because you know that it's the truth. Whereas though Danny is that friend that be like, look, he bought it for you, keep it. Your name ain't on it, isn't it? Keep it. You know, Danny, that friend that'll egg you on to do what you're really not supposed to do. So Andy is pretty much looking for that right now. And Danny, and she knows she can't get that from Sabrina and Karen, so she only want to be bothered with them. So, of course, typical Danny, like, if I'm going out with you, you're paying because I ain't got no money. And even if I did, I'm not paying because you the one that invited me out. So, Andy like, okay, I'll pay for it. Just meet me after work. And Danny like, okay. So, when they go back to Sabrina Amari's child at the bank, Sabrina's friend from the restaurant, the guy that Calvin thought he was going to buck up at, yeah, him. He comes through, honey, bank accounts. Hear the ass? Child, this man is stacked and packed. He want to take Sabrina out. Sabrina paying hard to get. You know, oh no. So he like, I want to get some money out and I want to get it in cash. But apparently that bank don't have that much cash in there or something, she told him. So he like, okay, I'll take it to another bank. Thank you. You know, anyway. So after he leave, Maurice come channeling over there. Maurice a mess. He like, girl, that man wants you. Yeah, he do. I don't know what he want to afford right now, but he wants her. So Maurice like, go out with him. She was like, but Calvin. He was like, Calvin is a zero. But do you see all those zeros he got in them bank accounts? So, and Maurice said 11 to be exact. Child, the man had 11 bank accounts. All of them was full. Maurice like, hell no. Leave Calvin right where he stand. You done gave Calvin enough chances. it's time to move on to something else. We hope something better, because more money doesn't always mean better. But he pretty much said, drop that 0 and take those zeros. I hear you, Maurice, child. Cut the hell up. So Maurice said, I'm trying to get paid. Maurice said, you don't want him, I'll take him. Because I'm trying to get paid, honey. I said, I know that's right. What he say, y'all? He gonna put on his short dress. Oh, child, when he said the short dress, I said, this fool is a mess. Not the short dress, Maurice, please. He a good looking man though, but please, not the dress. Maurice said, he don't have no shame in his game. He done did a lot more. He back in his days, child. But he told Sabrina, she need to get a man that's in the corporate world, because Sabrina, no. Because Sabrina be doing the most. And y'all, I try so hard not to talk about Sabrina clothing. Maurice talk about this chick clothing every single freaking episode. And I can see why. I don't know what Tyler doing. I don't know who dressing her, child, but it is a mess. It is a hot mess. And Maurice told her, yeah, you need to get some fashion. You need to get some better clothes, because what you got on says it ain't working. And he ain't lying, child. He ain't lying at all. So Sabrina like, whatever. I'm not being involved. I'm not, dealing with it or whatever. Maurice told her he gonna get her man. And he told her, you know how to sell people for $20 in a bingo card. When he said that, I cracked up. $20 in a bingo card. Really? Really? So you sell yourself for chicken change, right? Okay. I said, child, Maurice, something else, especially with the facial expressions at the end with his noises. I ain't fixing to do this with him. I am not fixing to do this with him. So Fatima calling Zach, she ain't getting no answer. She ain't getting no answer because Zach is in jail. She left a message. Of course, he ain't gonna be calling her back no time soon until he get that. I guess that one phone call, y'all. And most likely she's gonna be the one he called, because she's that chick. Okay. We got Karen and Aaron. Honestly, Aaron is trying so hard to be with Karen, and Karen just don't receive it. Like, this woman is the reason that she's not with Zach. I don't know what be going on with her, but she is just, I'm starting not to really care for her character too much anymore. And this dude is trying so hard to accommodate her, to be with her, to love her, and she makes it so hard. And she did the same thing with Zach. She literally groomed Zach for another woman, and she is literally doing the same thing with Aaron. And he told her, like, are you sure, like, that's not my baby? Like, did you look at the text messages? Did you look at the dates and everything I set up? She don't give a damn. Because in her mind, is Zach baby. In her mind. And the crazy part about all this is they going on and on and on about this baby when she hasn't even been to the doctors to even get a test. So why are we keep going on about this? It's been some weeks. She should have been at the doctors by now. So Aaron telling her, like, I know, the doctors and everything at the clinic that you're going to, because he asked her where she was going. And he was like, I can get you in early. And she was like, no, I can wait my turn. You might not want to wait your turn, because you have these both men out here. You have Zach thinking it's his because you refuse. She literally refused to say that it belonged to Aaron. And if she is pregnant, it actually may be Aaron's. And that probably break her down to the core. Because she don't love this man the way that he love her. But the problem is, Zach don't love Karen the way that Karen love him. So Karen need to literally move on. Karen just has so much going on. She literally makes her own self depressed. Like, seriously. You have so many people that talk about they want to find love, they want, and then when it's there, like right in their face, they don't see it. Or either they shoot it down so much that it stops being like, you can only shoot a person down for so much that they stop being available to you. And at that point, you can't blame anybody but yourself. And that's exactly what she's doing. Yes, Zach did make a lot of mistakes when he was with Karen. Yes, he was broke. Yes, he made mistakes. He was acting stupid, doing the little boy thing. But at the same time, he loved her at one point. But Karen shot him down so bad. When he did get on his feet, it was just like, Zach was just like, no, I'm going to give you money for being there for me. But that's it. I'm not giving you nothing else. I don't want to be bothered with you. And that's just what it is. Now she has Aaron, and he's willing to be in her corner, love her, be with her. And she's doing the exact same thing. So we're just going to see how long this guy can hold on. Because at this point, child, I think I'd have just been gone. Since she said I'm pregnant, it ain't yours. It's Zach's. I'm like, okay. Well, you and Zach have a good life and I'm out. But no, he didn't do that. He decided to try to stay in her life. And she just keep pushing him away. I'm over Karen with this. I am so over her. Then we have Andy. She called Gary. Oh my God. Somebody please tell me what's happening with Andy and Gary. They are getting on my nerves. She told Gary she don't want the apartment. She want her stuff back in her apartment. He was like, well, let me come over and walk you through the apartment. Sir, how many times does she have to walk through this apartment? It's not that big. She's been through the apartment with her friends. She's been through the apartment by herself. She's been through the apartment with you on the computer. Why does she need to go through this apartment again with you in person? So you can try and, convince her to stay? Like, it's not making sense. Please, I'm tired of hearing about you. I'm tired of hearing about this apartment and this car. All of it. Karen told her to just sell the car and be done with it. But she don't want to hear that type of advice. So Fatima and Hayden in the parking lot. Y'all, Hayden is so freaking banged up. I was cracking up. Y'all, Fatima had me rolling when she came out there. She said, you are a mess. She said, you's a mess. So, child, Fatima said, hurry. She chasing behind him, girl. He going all fast with the crutches. I said, this guy. But Fatima said, so, in other words, she's telling him, I hope you learned your lesson. Don't mess with Zach no more. If you do, the consequences are going to be a lot worse. Like, death worse. Okay? She gave him fair warning. And she told him, you don't mess with my man. Seriously. And I just would like to know, like, what is it with Fatima that Hayden is willing to go through all this? I'm so confused. I am so freaking confused. So, Fatima warned him. She just ain't for the crap. And he was saying, like, you did this to me. She was like, no, do I need to take off this makeup and show what you did to me? And he like, okay, she crazy. But apparently, he's still playing games. He is that bug that refused to go away. He is like a gnat. So Fatima like, you know what? Try it again. And there's going to be some consequences. And we all know Hayden. He don't take heed to nothing. But the way she chased this behind through that parking lot with those crutches had me rolling. I said, this guy is a mess. Calvin came home only to find Q in the house. Child, Q didn't let himself in. And Calvin asked him, like, what the hell you doing here? He want to say Maurice let me in. The lies he tell. The lies he tell. Calvin calls Maurice. Maurice like, I didn't let him in. Tell him to get his stuff and get the hell out of my house. And Q like, well, when you get home, we can talk this over. Maurice like, no, leave my house. He said, I paroled here. No. He was told not to parole there. That dude is crazy, and I hope that Maurice get rid of him. He's not worth it, because I'm going to tell you something. If he don't, Maurice going to wind up losing his job. Maurice might wind up doing some jail time, too, because the job already think that he had something to do with Q robbing the bank. So we back to Karen, Andy, and Pam, y'all. Pam is a trip. Pam see Andy pull up in the car, and she runs out there. Oh, this car nice. And Andy tells her, well, you can be a lawyer too. You know, you can have this stuff too. But what Pam don't know is Andy not the one that brought the car. Gary is the one that brought the car. So Karen comes in and tell her, go get the stuff out the thing. And Pam like, me? Like, she was like, yeah, I put it in there. You can unload it. I'm like, there, that damn attitude. There's that attitude with Karen. So Karen's sitting and she's talking to Andy, and Andy was telling her what she gonna do as far as the car. She said she's gonna sell the car. Fatima has a guy, you know, that want to bid on it. So Karen like, Fatima, huh? I'm like, this girl, Fatima did nothing to you, child. That's all on y'all. So Karen told Andy, you know, like, I have my own problems. I have my own issues going on. And I can understand that, but y'all have to be so nasty and so shady. But Karen do make key points to Andy when she tell her, get rid of that stuff. Get rid of the car. Get rid of the place. Get rid of Gary. Girl, I'm not Karen, and I'm telling you to get rid of Gary. Tyler, I hope you find Andy a new man, child. I thought that the other dude that came into her life was going to wind up taking the place of Gary, but yeah, that ain't happening. So I'm ready for that to be over. And I think I'm about to end this, y'all, because this episode right here just was not wowing me at all. But on a lighter note, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the post notification bell so you can know when I'm dropping videos. And until next time, bye.